guys, welcome back to the Pantry Kitchen. I'm Catherine and today we are making sweet potato and roasted red pepper soup. A lot of you have requested more soup videos, so that's what we're bringing to you in 2021. More sweet and more savory videos. So this one's pretty simple to get started. You'll just need some red peppers and some sweet potatoes. So when I'm cutting any kind of vegetable or anything, I always have a bowl. It's handy to have, that way you can put all your scraps in it. Then when you're done, you can toss this in the garbage, or if you have a compost, you can do that too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start peeling my sweet potatoes, chopping, and putting everything on a large sheet pan. In the meantime, while you're doing all this, you can get your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's get started. There's mine. So these don't have to be in any small, medium, or large dice. It can be really a rough chop because we're going to blend everything afterwards. So just you want to make sure everything that you cut is even in size with each other. That way it all bakes evenly. So just with my bowl here, I'm just gonna start peeling and putting all the scraps into the bowl. All I'm going to do next is drizzle on a good quality extra virgin olive oil. And this recipe is very foolproof and very easy. And the reason I'm making such a large batch today, because you all know Brian, my camera guy, this is his favorite soup. So he was like, all right, if you're making it, you got to send me home with some. So next going on is just some sea salt. Again, just all over. And once this is done and we blend it, you can go ahead and once we put it in the pot, you'll see we can add some more seasoning if need be. But this is where you really want to get the bulk of your seasoning in, because it's going to go in the oven and roast. And it's going to develop all those nice flavors. So the smaller size you do, the faster they will roast. So I'm kind of doing like a medium dice, not too big, not too small. And it'll probably take about 30-ish, 40 minutes in a 400 degree oven. You just want them to be knife tender, so when you stick a knife through it. You want it to go through really easily and be really soft. So we've got salt, pepper. I'm gonna get my garlic powder. And a nice generous sprinkle of that. I've got, what else in my spice cupboard? Onion powder. Naturally, these vegetables don't have too much flavor. Sweet potatoes do, but red pepper, I find it's got a nice crunch and a bit of a sweetness, but not too much. You gotta add a little bit of seasoning to bring out their flavors. And we've got a little bit of paprika going on here. And last but not least, a little bit of oregano. Like I said, you want to have your oven preheated to 400 so that this is ready to just pop in. Pretty much all the big work comes after. Your oven mainly does all the work here. All right, so we're ready to go in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay guys, so now that our vegetables are all roasted up, I've got my high-speed blender, some of my homemade chicken stock, some heavy cream, and butter. I also have a pot. We're going to just return everything to the stove top. I like to do it that way as opposed to just serving from here. One, then it gets super hot if you're going to serve it. And two, this way, I might have to do it in a couple batches, so then having everything in the pot, if we need to thin it out or if we need to add some more cream or whatnot, we can do it in the pot. So I'm just going to, we don't need these. I'm going to put all my veggies in my blender. I might be able to do this in one shot. We'll see how full it gets. Alright. Okay, so in goes just a little bit of chicken stock just to get everything moving in the blender. And a little bit of cream. We're just going to add the butter in the pot afterwards so it can melt in. Because I had the vegetables sitting for a little bit, they're not as hot. If I wanted to add the butter, it might not melt as nicely. So I'm just gonna wait and we'll add it in the pot. Got my blender here, just in case if I need to get things moving. Other than that, I'm gonna just go soup setting, or if you just have a high-speed blender, you can do the manual setting as well, and then just let it go until it's nice and smooth. Alright, so as long as it is nice and smooth, you're good to go. So once smooth, we're gonna add it to our stock pot. Okay, so kick it on here. You can see that just the loose bits there was just a little bit more chicken stock I added. I'm gonna add a dollop more cream. Really, this just depends. Again, I'm cooking with my heart. Do what you feel is right. And if you want it creamier, add more heavy cream. If you want it not as creamy, or if you're trying to go dairy free, I certainly am not. But if you are, that's totally cool. Just don't add the heavy cream because it is good just as is, but good is good. I'm gonna make it great. We're gonna add a couple knobs of butter here, and that's gonna melt right in and get all delicious. And this is a thicker soup, right? It's a cream soup. It's going to be thicker. If you want it a little bit thinner, just add a little bit more chicken stock. And at this point, once it gets warm again, you're gonna give it a taste for seasoning. If you need to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, now's the time to do it. And if you dunk a grilled cheese in this, let me tell you, you are gonna be one happy camper. Just take your time and make sure you keep moving the soup just while the butter melts so nothing burns. And it's got this beautiful color too. I mean, everybody eats with their eyes first, so I mean, who wouldn't want to eat this? Perfect all year round, but a great fall soup for sure. All right, so once you taste for seasoning and it comes up to temperature and it's hot enough to serve, you can go ahead and put it in a couple bowls. Serve it up with a little bit of focaccia on the side or a soft roll. and you're good to go. Maybe a side salad or a sandwich like I mentioned. I'm always a soup and sandwich kind of girl. I like to dip my sandwiches in my soup, so feel free to serve it up however you'd like, and there you go. Alright guys, here's the soup that we made today. It is roasted sweet potato and red pepper. Again, you can make it with or without cream or butter, but I think that it just takes it up the next level. So you can see how easy it is. I'm going to pair it with some fresh focaccia bread here, and nothing's complete without a little bit of a taste, right? I love soup, and I'm telling you, I gotta go one more bite. There is nothing better, okay? Making your soups from scratch, I'm telling you, it's worth the effort. Please, if you make it this weekend, be sure to tag me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you post. I want to see your recreations. And don't forget, smile lots. Bye, guys. I want soup. Shoopity doobity doo. Is it on?
Yep.